The night I got married, everyone expected magic. But no one told me the truth. No one told me how heavy your heart feels when you leave your mother's home, how silence can be louder than happiness, and how a stranger can suddenly become your whole future. My name is Aisha, and what happened on my first night wasn't what people prepare girls for. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't dreamy. It was something else, something I never imagined. The room was quiet, too quiet. Soft candles flickered in the corners, and the scent of roses filled the air. Yet my hands wouldn't stop shaking. My red bridal dupatta still carried the warmth of my mother's last hug. A hug that felt like the world ending and beginning at the same time. Everyone says the first night of marriage is beautiful, but all I could think about was my father's trembling voice during rukhsati, my mother wiping her tears secretly, so I wouldn't panic, my younger sister holding my hand until the last second. I looked around the decorated room, flowers, lights, perfumes. Everything was perfect, except me. I felt like a guest in someone else's life. Rahim, my husband, was still downstairs with the guests. We had met only twice before the wedding. He seemed kind, but kindness doesn't erase fear. He was still a stranger, and I was someone trying to be brave. When I heard footsteps approaching the door, my heart froze. This was the moment everything would change. The door handle turned slowly. The door opened softly, and Rahim stepped inside. For a moment, neither of us moved. The candlelight touched his face gently, and I noticed something I hadn't seen before. He was nervous too. He closed the door quietly, almost respectfully, as if he didn't want to disturb my thoughts. "Assalamu alaikum," he said, his voice low, calm, careful. I tried speaking, but my throat felt dry. "Walaikum assalam," he whispered. He didn't sit beside me immediately. Instead, he pulled a small chair closer and sat at a distance, giving me space. That single gesture made my heartbeat slow down just a little. "You don't have to be scared," he said gently. "It's been a long day, and leaving your home isn't easy. I know that." His words felt like someone had placed a warm shawl over my trembling heart. He poured a glass of water and offered it to me with both hands, a sign of respect. "You must be exhausted," he said softly, not staring, just waiting. I took the glass with shaking fingers. Our eyes met, really met for the first time. And for a second, the room felt less heavy. To break the silence, he said, "Aisha, tonight let's not rush anything. Let's just talk. Let's understand each other like two human beings, not like two strangers forced into a ritual." I wasn't expecting that. No pressure. No expectations. Just understanding. I breathed for the first time that night. Slowly he asked, "Can I tell you something honestly?" I nodded silently. "I want our marriage to start with comfort, not fear." Those words touched me deeper than any wedding ritual. That night, our conversation slowly unfolded like a delicate flower. Rahim asked me about my favorite food, the colors I liked, the places I wished to visit someday. He listened, really listened, not interrupting, not judging. For a moment, I forgot I was sitting with a stranger. Then he laughed gently and said, "I should warn you, I don't read books. I fall asleep after the first page." I couldn't help but smile. My first smile as a wife. He shared small stories from his childhood, losing his wallet every week, breaking windows with cricket balls, getting scolded by his mother for coming home late. He was trying, truly trying, to make this night easier for me. And then softly he asked, "Aisha, you'll support me if I ever fail, right?" That question touched my heart. "Of course," I whispered. "Isn't that what a wife does?" For the first time, the word wife felt real. But when I spoke about my family, everything inside me tightened again. "I'll miss them," I murmured. My mother's face flashed in my mind. Her trembling hands fixing my dupatta during rukhsati, her silent prayers, her eyes begging me to stay strong. Rahim nodded with unexpected softness. "I know. Leaving home is never easy. But remember, you're not alone now. We'll build a new home together." Just when I felt the fear finally melting, it happened. The first misunderstanding. The first moment that shook my heart. Hours later, as I stepped out of the washroom, I heard Rahim talking quietly on the phone. "I think she's still not open with me," he said. My breath stopped. Was I already a disappointment? His words echoed in my chest like a heavy blow. She's still not open with me. I stood frozen near the door, my hands cold, my heartbeat loud enough to drown everything else. Was I failing already? Was my shyness a problem? Was I not the wife he expected? All the confidence I had built that night, shattered. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the floor, trying to calm my breathing. When Rahim returned, he immediately sensed something was wrong. Aisha, are you okay? He asked softly. I didn't respond. Not because I didn't want to, but because I didn't know how. He sat in front of me, leaving a respectful distance. Aisha, look at me. What happened? With trembling lips, I finally whispered. You think I'm not open with you, right? His eyes widened. You heard that. I nodded, tears burning behind my eyes. He exhaled slowly, then moved closer, not touching, just enough so I could hear the sincerity in his voice. I didn't mean it the way you think. I wasn't complaining. I was worried. You've left your home, your world, and you're trying to adjust. Anyone would be shy. I want you to feel safe with me, not pressured. My throat tightened. But I thought you were upset with me, I whispered. He shook his head gently. Aisha, I could never be upset at you for being yourself. Shyness is not a flaw. It's beauty. And I want you to take your time with everything. Those words broke the last wall inside me. For the first time, I cried. Not from fear, but from relief. He didn't wipe my tears. He simply sat beside me, quietly, respectfully, letting me feel whatever I needed to feel. In that moment, we were no longer strangers. We were partners. Days turned into weeks and slowly, quietly, the distance between us melted. Not in one big moment. Not in any dramatic way. But through the smallest, softest gestures. He would leave warm tea on my side table every morning. He would check if I was comfortable visiting my family. He would ask if something reminded me of home. And if it did, he tried to replace it with something that felt familiar. One morning his mother said, after lunch, take Aisha to meet her parents. Before I could even process it, Rahim smiled gently and whispered, you must be missing them. Let's go. That simple gesture, that understanding, touched something deep within me. Older women know this well. Love grows in small acts, not big promises. Every sunset, we began sitting together on the balcony. One evening, as the sky turned orange, Rahim said softly, Aisha, at our engagement, I prayed that my wife would bring peace into my life. And today, you are that peace. I looked at him, surprised. Peace. Rahim. I was so scared of disappointing you. He shook his head gently. Aisha, love doesn't come in one night. It grows when two people learn each other's hearts, not judge them. The wind felt warmer. The world felt softer. I whispered. And you became my calm after the storm. We stood there, silently, watching the sky change colors. Two people who started as strangers, now slowly becoming a home for each other.